one of the three Iron Mans in a six-figure retro wave. Why should you consider adding the new Marvel Legends Iron Man Model 20? Why does the armor look so familiar? Where have we seen it? How does the figure scale with 6-inch and 7-inch scale figures? The first appearance of Model 20 armor is in March 2002, the Invincible Iron Man number 50. The gold details of the head sculpt is painted on the red plastic. Overall, it looks the same as the art by Greg Horn, especially the design on his chest. The arc reactor is a sticker, which I find odd because it's been a while since Hasbro used stickers on figures. My advice is not to use hot water to loosen the joints. Better use hot air by a blow dryer. He has double jointed pinless elbows. From the back, this is one design I've seen only in the cover of Iron Man number 73 by Joe Jusko, but in the interior, he does not have this particular design. It somewhat lacks a wash on certain areas, but it is sculpted really well. This particular piece, I'm not sure whether they should have painted it gold just to bring it out because it is very noticeable from afar. Predominantly a red plastic with gold paint, Hasbro did a good job sculpting lines and details. He has double jointed knees. Interestingly, there is one pin on the lower cap, but it is a match to the design of the armor. It's not obvious as a pin. It works really well because it looks like part of the design of his armor. One of the designs that seems to hinder articulation is the one on top of his feet. At the bottom, we have Marvel, the trademark, and the product number. He comes with a pair of closed fist hands. With the design of his fist, he cannot hinge his hand fully backwards, but he can do forwards alright. Removing it, this piece on his wrist is removable as well. There is just a part wherein you can slot it in so it stays in place. For a pair of open palm hands, that gives us a total of 4 hands. This is your traditional open palm blasting hand for Iron Man. Same is true, it cannot hinge backward that well. Included are 4 repulsor beams in translucent blue color. Simply peg it into the holes of his open palm hands. There is a bit of a gap between the tip of the beam and the palm of his hand. The same repulsor beams can be attached to the bottom of his feet. The color differs from the comic books wherein it's usually yellow. In the comments below, let me know, do you think it's time for Hasbro to retire this particular effect piece? We've already gotten several colors of this. Do you think it's time that Hasbro creates a new repulsor beam effect for Iron Man? To answer one of the questions in the beginning of this review, I've seen this particular design in the Marvel War of Heroes mobile app game. That game has already been discontinued for several years, but this is where I remember this armor from. Thank you for checking out this review. Hope you stick around for the second part.
I'm Tiger Knight!
In my collection, these are the only Iron Man action figures I have. Hasbro Marvel Legends 6-inch scale AI Iron Man, Modular Suit Iron Man. The large one is a 7-inch scale Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select Hulkbuster. Being a reused repulsor beam, there is a missing part that creates the gap. And that is that particular effect piece, which is somewhat a blast. If you remove this, it creates a gap between the repulsor beam and the palm of his hands. Just to demonstrate that this is the reason for the gap, I'll do a kit bash, plug this in, and plug it on the Model 20 Iron Man action figure. The gap is gone. Hasbro did not add this particular piece, which creates that weird gap. In my opinion, Hasbro should have created a different blast effect for Model 20 since they don't have a plan to add that particular piece and it just creates a gap. Using it for this Iron Man, you can see the gap without that particular blast effect. It just would look odd. For Model 20, the articulation was updated. The old Iron Mans can crunch forward and backwards and has a waist swivel. For Iron Man 20, that particular articulation was removed, making the design of the armor more seamless and cleaner because there are less lines of articulation. So he has an upper torso swivel right there. He still has that waist swivel, but it's alright. He may not be able to crunch much forward like the old Iron Mans, but it does feel more modern and simple to look at without those cuts for the ab crunch. Another good thing about the Model 20 Iron Man is the butterfly joint. Though the shoulder pads do hinder it, you can remove the shoulder pads so that you can maximize the butterfly joint. There is a big hole though for which the shoulder pads attach, but it does let you articulate it really well. Attach again the shoulder pad, there would be holes. Design wise, the pegs are strategically placed underneath the circular designs of his shoulder pads. Easy as that, just push it a little bit harder. Performing the same comparison with the modular suit Iron Man, it can crunch forward and backward really well. One thing I noticed is the red paint on the modular suit. There are swirly bits, probably marbling. I don't think Model 20 will have the same problem because it's red plastic mostly. So at front you can see how the paint seems to be inconsistent. Unlike this one with red plastic, it would always stay red. Like Model 20, the red parts of AI Iron Man is red plastic, so you won't have the same problem as the modular suit Iron Man. For a design Iron Man comparison, the 7-inch scale Marvel Select Hulk Buster, they seem to have the same kind of arc reactor, which is the inverted triangle and yellow or golden. For the arm, it resembles a design from the modular suit Iron Man. The lower torso of Model 20 somewhat resembles the design of the Hulk Buster, especially here on the sides of his upper thigh. If you find this comparison useful, hope you give this review a like. In the comments below, let me know, do you think that Model 20 is loosely based on the Hulkbuster or it's just common for Iron Mans to share the same kind of design? Since I am familiar with the art of Adi Granov from the Marvel War of Heroes mobile app game, there is a nostalgic feel for this particular figure. Do you also feel a sense of nostalgia with this particular Model 20 Iron Man armor? If you do and you are interested in picking up this figure, I left the Amazon links in the description below, including other Iron Man figures I used in this review. The Marvel Legends Iron Man Model 20 action figure is 16.7 cm or 6.5 inch tall. Comparing it to 1/12 scale figures, Mafex Brown Costume Wolverine and Psylocke, Loose Collector 6-inch scale action figures, Darna, the Filipino Wonder Woman, and She. Besides figures I reviewed recently, movie Venom, and Man-Thing from the Werewolf by Night movie. For regular size 6-inch scale Marvel Legends male, Renew Your Bow Spider-Man, and the Retro Carnage. For a short Marvel Legends male, we have X-Men 97 Wolverine, and the new regular size male figure using the Vulcan body mold, Cyclops from X-Men 97. X-Men 97 Jean Grey, and X-Men 97 Rogue. From the new to the old female size, we have teen size X23 and regular size female Domino, Julia Carpenter Spider-Woman, and the retro Tigra. Characters from the movie Deadpool and Wolverine, we have from the Legacy Collection, Deadpool and Hugh Jackman Wolverine. From the Void Build-A-Figure Wave, Savage Namor, and we have from Ursa Major Wave, Ultron. Astonishing X-Men Wolverine, which I reviewed recently, and coming up soon is Retro She-Hulk. For some Avengers, we have the 80 years Captain America 7-inch scale Marvel Select Hulk based on the art of Mark Silvestri. Starting the 6-inch scale versus 7-inch scale size comparison, Marvel Legends Retro Rogue and the 7-inch scale Marvel Select Rogue. Marvel Legends Sabretooth from the 50 years anniversary of Wolverine 2-pack and the 7-inch scale Marvel Select Sabretooth. Marvel Legends Hulk from the 80 years anniversary wave and the 7-inch scale Marvel Select Hulk. Perfect for inbox collector, he comes in the Iron Man retro card back packaging, Art of Iron Man model number 20. On the back, we have a short read up. Pause it right now if you want to have a read. Retro art of Iron Man and how to attach his accessories, warnings, and legalities. The US recommended retail price is $24.99 USD. For Australia, it's 45 AUD. In our shop, we sold this figure for 40 AUD. For articulation, his head can move from side to side. He can look up that much. Good for flight poses. He can look down. His neck is a separate plastic which is articulated and has a ball hinge on top. It can hinge up and down like that. His arms can extend that far. He can do a full 360. He has a bicep swivel right here, double jointed pinless elbows. His wrist can swivel and hinge not that much well. He has an upper torso swivel right here. He has a waist swivel. He can do a split. He has an upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees. He can kick that far. His feet can hinge forward and back with some hindrance because of this plate. And he has an ankle rocker. My final thoughts. Hasbro has been excellent in terms of making Iron Man figures without using metal plates. It's all plastic but it's shiny and it looks like an armor. It looks like metal. The articulation is executed really well despite of all the armor pieces that he has. The shoulder pads hinder his butterfly joints. But overall, if you are a big Iron Man fan, this is one action figure that you should add to your collection. If you found this review helpful, hope you leave this review a like, subscribe, leave a comment, share this with your friends. I hope to see you on the next one. Have a good day.